Today, as Americans, we grieve the brutal murder, a horrific massacre of dozens of innocent people. We pray for their families who are grasping for answers with broken hearts. We stand with the people of Orlando who have endured a terrible attack on their city. In the coming hours and days, we'll learn about the victims of this tragedy, their names, their faces, who they were, the joy that they brought to families and to friends, and the difference that they made in this world. Say a prayer for them, and say a prayer for their families. That God give them the strength to bear the unbearable.
There are more than a list of names. There are people who loved and were loved. There are people who had families and friends and dreams. And the truth is, we don't know much about some of them. We want you to hear their names and a little bit about who they were.
Let me tell you what I wish I'd known when I was young and dreamed of glory. You have no control. Who lives, who dies, who tells your story?
Our hearts go out to all of those affected by this atrocity. Your tragedy is our tragedy.
Who lives, who dies, who tells your story?
Theatre is a place where every race, creed, sexuality and gender is equal, is embraced and is loved. Hate will never win.
When senseless acts of tragedy remind us that nothing here is promised, not one day. The show is proof that history remembers. We live through times when hate and fear seem stronger. We rise and fall and light from dying embers, remembrances that hope and love last longer. And love is 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 love, cannot be killed or swept aside.
You know, my mother used to say, whenever there would be any catastrophe that was in the movies or on the air, she would say, always look for the helpers. There will always be helpers, you know, even just on the sidelines. That's why I think that if news programs could make a conscious effort of showing rescue teams, of showing who medical people, anybody who is coming into a place where there's a tragedy, to be sure that they include that. Because if you look for the helpers, you'll know that there's hope.
Well, welcome back. Today's attack in Orlando may have you wondering how you can help. Austin Pride is teaming up with community groups to create this GoFundMe for the victims. I was just checking it, and you can see the number is up to $163,000, nearly $164,000. That is 10 grand more than at 9 o'clock when we showed you this page.
Who tells your story?